Shalom, brothers and sisters. Let's touch on just a very few things surrounding Israel at the moment. A Houthi missile obviously is the big news right now amongst all the constant news coming out of Israel. Again, join our Telegram channel if you want it by the hour. The Houthi missile was fired from Yemen and struck Tel Aviv, launched and eventually striking more than a dozen people in Tel Aviv Yafo early on Saturday. At least 16 people were hurt, according to Israeli emergency services, although the injuries were minor, such as cuts from glass shards. The Israeli Defense Forces said attempts to intercept the projectile were unsuccessful and the missile hit a playground. It's not the first time that enemy missiles into Israel hit playgrounds. One resident told the Washington Post the strike had happened so quickly she didn't have time to run to a bomb shelter. She had to pull a heavy blanket over herself that shielded her from the glass as it shattered. So very real threats, people still getting hurt, and since then Israel has retaliated against Yemen once again. But this will not stop right now either. Jared Kushner has revealed Trump's vision. 10 countries, 10, will join the Abraham Accords after Saudi Arabia. In an extensive interview, Jared Kushner, former senior advisor and son-in-law of President Donald Trump, I keep saying President Donald Trump, I know he's president-elect, but he's one president, so bear with me. He discussed plans for a potential return of Trump to the White House and promises a dramatic expansion of the peace circle in the Middle East. The agreement with Saudi Arabia is key, Kushner stated, because 10 other countries will join right after it, including Pakistan and Indonesia. We've had many countries eager to join. Kushner revealed that during the transition between administrations, he informed Biden's team that an agreement with Saudi Arabia could be achieved within 3 to 6 months. However, he claims they wasted 2 years criticizing Saudi Arabia and only then began to adopt our policies. They did so publicly and clumsily, failing to address the issues of Iran and the Palestinians properly. So they now set to fix that, sort that out, and tackle it immediately. Within 3 to 6 months, that should be resolved. And once Saudi Arabia is on board, 10 countries will join. Interesting that it's 10 that will join this peace agreement, this agreement with many that will be set for a period of how long? I'm thinking 7 years maybe. Then signs of life received from several hostages. Channel 12 News reported that several families of hostages being held in the Gaza Strip recently received signs of life from their loved ones after a lengthy period during which no such signs were received. Sadly, many other families of hostages have received no proof or signs of life, meaning that their loved ones are most probably dead. So we're watching and we're waiting, and we'll see what happens going forward. Obviously, the demands of Hamas are still ridiculous for the release of so many terrorists and other crazy clauses they want to push into it, and we'll see if anything comes from this or if Israel just goes in and finds the hostages themselves. But pray for the families and the hostages that are still alive in this situation. Saudi doctor who killed 5 and wounded 200 in Germany Christmas market attack made anti-Islam and pro-Israel comments. Now, why publish the article like that? Because you're trying to show that people are pro-Israel are capable of this kind of slaughter, to take the spotlight off Islam, because shame he was anti-Islam as well. Other activists working with ex-Muslims said they suspected Abdul Mohsen may have only pretended to have left Islam and had other motives for his actions. That's where I stand on this. He acted ex-Muslim on the outside, while in direct messages he threatened ex-Muslims, especially Saudi women who had fled, added Ali Utlu, a German Turkish ex-Muslim and human rights activist. They say that the potential solution here on who he was is that he was working for the Saudi Arabian government, and he was there acting anti-Islam, pro-Israel, but in reality attacking people that have left Islam and attacking specifically women that had fled from Saudi Arabia. And that was his mission. And in this attack, coming across as anti-Islam, pro-Israel, it's a beautiful win for them, because it puts the strain on people that are pro-Israel being painted with the same brush, when in fact he was acting, and he actually was Islamic, and he was for Saud, and probably 100% against Israel. But they'll push the story because it paints Israel as a bad situation. Then there's a beautiful thing that happened. Israeli minister wrote a letter to Pope Francis. Jesus lived and died as a Jew. Cheque slams the Pope for perpetuating a blood libel and endorsing false display showing Jesus as a Palestinian. Amichai Cheque, Israel's Minister for Diaspora Affairs and Combating Anti-Semitism, began his letter. Pope Francis, Shalom. It is a well-known fact that Jesus was born in the city of Bethlehem, as described in chapter 2 of the Gospel, according to Matthew. Now, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king. It is a well-known fact that Jesus was born to a Jewish mother, lived as a Jew, and died as a Jew, Cheque continued. It is also a well-known fact that the term Jew originates from Judah, the fourth son of Leah, from the tribe of Judah descended. It is a well-known fact that there were those who sought to eradicate the connection between the Jews and Judah. One of the most prominent of these was Emperor Hadrian, Cheque wrote, before recapitulating the events of the Bar Kokhba revolt of 132 CE. Hadrian was not satisfied with the physical destruction of the Jewish settlement. He anticipated the future to the day when the Jews would seek to return to Judea. Therefore, he renamed the province of Judea to Syria Palestina after the Philistines, the arch enemy of Israel. He then continues to slam the Pope on referring to the Jews in Gaza committing genocide and how that's wrong. But again, the brilliant thing here is he's not a Messianic Jew, he's not a believer in Jesus, but he's telling the Pope, so-called believer in Jesus and so-called Christian, that, hey, your Bible tells you Jesus was a Jew, Judea, Judaism, tribe of Judah. There's no confusion here, even on the side of Jews who don't accept Jesus. They know he was a Jew. So brilliant letter that he sent to the Pope. As always, continue to pray for Israel. Pray for their hearts of stone to become hearts of flesh, scales to drop from their eyes, for them to discover Yeshua HaMashiach in Isaiah 53 and in the Psalms and all over the Tanakh, that they will turn to him, discover the Brit Chadasha, and continue a relationship with him, and thereby miss out on the time of Jacob's trouble that's at the door. Pray for all the others in that part of the Middle East, the Palestinians, everyone, the Lebanese, everyone in that entire area, that they may have their own encounters with God and come to a saving grace and knowledge of Jesus Christ in time. God bless. Keep looking up. Shalom.